So 30 days ago, I filmed a video where I hit all of my drivers over the years and just compared. When I was going through the data and editing that video, I was reminded of something. At the start of this year, I told myself, man, it'd be great to have 180 miles of ball speed. I've never achieved that, but I thought, it'd be a cool little series to maybe put on the channel. But for yourself, it'd be really cool to achieve that milestone. Here we are 6 months later, and I've done nothing, absolutely nothing to gain any speed. I saw my current driver have me right at 170 miles of ball speed, and I basically said to myself, dude, you've done nothing, so why don't you ramp it up these next 30 days and see exactly how much speed you can gain, and if you can get to 180 miles per hour of ball speed. So I set myself with basically a speed plan. I used my super speed, I used my Gabe golf swing trainer, I used my elastic bands. I just kind of said, just do this a little bit and see how it goes. So a week into this, I checked in. Nothing changed. I was kind of hit in the face with the reality of like, dude, if you want to get these gains, you've got to work really, really hard. Just doing 2 sessions of speed work for 10 or 15 minutes was clearly not enough. I was trying to kill it. I thought maybe in 1 week I was going to achieve this goal. So I was trying to hit it really, really hard, trying to power it, be strong and tough and tight, and it didn't do any good. The numbers didn't change. Ball speed still maxed out at just over 170. Club head speed 117. Big lesson I learned was I was trying too hard. I needed to try less and just trust the work, but I also needed to work a whole heck of a lot more. So week 2 of the journey, I prioritized my speed work in the garage. I made a point of doing it every day, whether it was super speed, whether it was working with my resistance band, whether it was my Gabe golf swing trainer. I prioritized my speed work so that the next check-in, hopefully we would see some gains. Another thing I did was I turned my loft down to 8 degrees. When I filmed that video with all of them, I had it at 8 degrees, but I've been gaming it with 8 1/4. Thought maybe just turn it back down to 8. Let's see how that goes. I also forgot my Mevo Plus at home, so thankfully the Mevo never leaves my bag. I could plug it into my speaker to keep it charged. They were still reading the same, and we actually experienced just a little bit of gains. Club head speed got up to 119, which was awesome. And then ball speed, we got close to 173, 172.9. So feeling some reward in the work was really, really encouraging, especially taking what I learned from week 1 and implementing in week 2. During this check-in, I wasn't trying so hard. I felt the arms being a lot looser, and lo and behold, it allowed me to get a bit more speed and kind of inch my way towards our goal. So then in week 3, there was one thing that I was really prioritizing, and it's one thing that I see a lot of people struggle with when they're working really hard on speed. You're trying to swing so fast, you lose a little bit of your technique. So I was really prioritizing maintaining good technique with my sessions in the garage. So in between the super speed swings or the wrist resistance bands or whatever I was doing, I would grab a wedge and I would just hit some shots just to make sure my technique wasn't getting sloppy, because it's very easy to get very sloppy just when you're trying to kill it, essentially. And another thing I was doing was I was trying to just crank irons. I grab a 7 iron, 8 iron, and I would just try to hit them so solid and so fast, because there's no room for error. If you thin it, your ball speed's crap and you feel it. But if you hit it really hard, really solid, your technique was good, your speed was good, and it will show in the numbers, in the ball speed, in the carry. And being able to get a 7 iron pretty close to 200 yards carry was showing me I was on the right track. So it was check-in time. This was very encouraging check-in. Almost every shot I hit was above 170 ball speed. So I wasn't trying to kill this. I was just getting into my flow, and I was being rewarded. Essentially the work I was doing now for almost full 21 days was showing itself, and just my smooth warm up into the high speed was above 170. And that's where I was at the start of this, hitting something at about 90%. So I was super encouraged. And in this one, let's throw caution to the wind and let's just try to destroy these. So the end of this session, I went full tilt, basically taking some of the stuff I've watched in Bryson when he's just doing his speed work, and I was just trying to destroy it. Feeling like a lifter, breathing, whew. Man, we got the ball speed up 178, just about 178. Club head speed over 121. So we were really on to this. And one of the things that I found to be the most beneficial was my resistance band work, where I would put it under my left foot, pull it tight at the top, and just let the arms kind of fall and the body fall. So I'm using the ground well and my arms aren't too tight, trying to power speed with the arms. Because if you do try to power your speed with the arms, you got none. And that's what happened to me in my week 1 check-in. I was learning things as this went. Now it was like, okay, I need to refine this. So that full out swing that got me to 121 club head speed, 178 ball speed with range balls, no less. This has all been done with range balls just because I don't have access to a ton of my balls to just smash into the range. So I've been doing this all with range balls, thinking if I achieve 180 with a range ball, I sure as heck will be able to get 180 out on the golf course with a regular ball, not trying to destroy it or hit the cover off of it. Into my last week, but there was some hurdles. I spent 3 of those days basically on the road. I had to travel to Boston to film, so my speed work, my plan, I couldn't do it. Oh, and let me add, I've done nothing in this time in the gym. I haven't done any specific extra work in the gym to gain strength, flexibility, mobility. I've just been doing my regular old thing. If anything, I've been getting less in shape this last month than more in shape. So this whole process has simply been a technique thing, a speed thing, in the garage, golf swings. But a big thing that I was learning in this process was the mentality. Sure, physicality of it is important. I think it was week 3 when I started to see my baseline being kind of into the 170s, mid-low 170s. It was like, man, this goal was achievable. I just started thinking faster, losing a bit of time on my training up in Boston. Even when I was swinging on the golf course up there, I felt faster. I felt like this goal was completely attainable. So here we are, day 30. It's time to see how we do. Warmed up, I'm feeling loose, I'm feeling fast. Now it's time to grab the driver and just dive into this and see if we can cross off 180 miles of ball speed. Going through this session was difficult. I started off kind of slow. Felt like I was swinging it fast and hard, but the numbers just kind of right around high 160s, maybe into 170, club head speed, 115, 114, 116. So these felt like really fast swings, but they weren't registering as that. So I kind of had to think back on what was working. What did I do to achieve the gains I did last week? Emphasizing more on that kind of resistance band on the way up, really feel it, and then just let the arms drop, the body rotate in and off the ground, and just stay loose. Just stay loose. As I started kind of progressing through this, I started to see it. I started to get into the mid 170s. Club head speed was getting a little bit higher, a little closer to 120. Last week, I was trying to kill it, and I did. I was smashing it, but the strike wasn't imperative. Whereas this week, working on a bit of that refinement in the strike, I was showing myself, okay, the club head speed's down a bit, but the ball speed is kind of up where it was when you had a 117, 118 club head speed 2 weeks ago. So the strike was getting better. So I was super encouraged, getting so close with the range ball. I kind of had enough. I was like, you know what? We've done this all with range balls. Let's go do it with a real golf ball. Put the dot on it and let's just see what happens. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at that. 121 club head speed, high fade, 181 ball speed, 300 carry, 304 total, not a lot of spin or roll. Wow. Did it. I put everything into that one, so I got there. But hopefully I can kind of get to that just with a smooth swing through more work, keeping this going, strengthening the rotation, flexibility, and all of that good stuff. So I hope you've learned from this. I hope you can implement this and get some speed in your game, and let me know kind of what are your speed goals, and yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.